Robert, as we're seeing the numbers, and this isn't right or wrong, this is just the way the American people are. For 2 years, they've been being told this by the Biden administration, and in fact, it's going the other way for them. Why is that?
Well, I think the reason we've seen a concerted effort by conservative media to turn this into the biggest issue on earth. When we're talking about school issues, we can be talking about test scores. We can be talking about facilities. We can be talking about the lack of buses that exist in the United States of America to get kids to and from school. We can talk about schools in Baltimore not having access to air conditioners, and that's why many students miss school. But instead, the conservative movement has decided that keeping, the 5 transgender students in the country that want to run track on a different team out of those is going to be the most important educational issue. I think that when it comes to elections, we're going to see a very different turnout, because in reality, most people vote on whether or not their kids are going to get the best education, not on some of these culture war issues.
That wasn't what happened in Virginia.
I mean, I don't think Democrats have a consistent or good answer on trans issues. I think they're very complicated. And even though the conservative positions can be seen as bigoted by a lot of people, they do have clear preferences that can be ascertained. With that said, I don't think we're in a doomsday scenario. If you look at some polling data, people have become much more tolerant, acceptant of the LGBT community. Being anti-gay marriage is now a fringe position, even in the Republican Party. And so I don't think it's all doom and gloom. With that said, on this school issue, for instance, there is a huge difference between making it mandatory for kids to participate by wearing a rainbow shirt or a sticker or whatever it was, or an option. And I don't think anyone reasonable disagrees that kids shouldn't be ripping down posters and intimidating each other.
Right. No, I think, and also, look, as somebody who went to a very liberal school and conservatives were really picked on, that there's a feeling, and that's only been increased now. We heard from the White House podium itself, if you don't want boys playing on a girls' soccer team, somehow you're dangerous and a bigot. Kids push back to that, not perhaps very well, but they do. I go back to this, Robert, though. You could say conservatives are making this a big issue, but number one, it's working with voters, and the second question would be, why is this such a sacred cow for progressive Democrats who say, if you dare talk about transgender kids and not wanting boys on girls' sports teams, it's dangerous? Because
it's understanding the reality of these are human beings we're talking about. These aren't just statistics. These aren't just numbers. 1 out of every 4 high school students now identifies as part of the LGBTQ community.
Well, I think it's not as a typical heterosexual,
somewhere on the spectrum. But at the same time, gay students are nearly 4 times as likely to have suicidal thoughts. They're nearly twice as likely to be homeless in their adolescence. They're nearly twice as likely also to be victims of sexual assault and sexual violence. So when we were talking about, well, it might hurt someone's feelings if you say that they're having bigoted thoughts, these children are facing actual violence. The number of these children that are put out of their homes by conservative parents, who end up being homeless, who end up being part of the criminal justice system, is outpacing any other group. So that when we say we want to push for diversity and inclusion and understanding and acceptance, it can save a child's life, and that's why it's
look, the bullying issue on both sides is real. I've been told that I have to wrap, but I just want to go a little bit longer on this, because I want to get both of you quick thoughts on this. This was President Biden last night at the first of the White House Juneteenth celebrations. Take a listen.
As the past few years remind us, our freedoms have been put at risk by racism that's still too powerful a force.
That may be how the White House wants to view things. It doesn't seem, as you look at the polling, Lauren, this is your expertise, that that's where America is.
On the woke issues? I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't even...
No, he said that racism is still a threat to America.
Oh, I mean, no, I think that America is much more racially tolerant than we give it credit for compared to other countries. Obviously, we still have major obstacles to overcome, but what I try to do, and maybe it's just the optimist in me, but if you look at the last 2 decades, if you look at the data over time, we're getting better, not worse. With that said, you can point to many clear instances of racism and race-driven violence that need to be eradicated. But overall, as a country, there are many reasons to be hopeful.
All right.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.